Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Dame Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
Yeah, man, we got a special guest today. You hear him right now. Hitting the crazy speaks. Introduce yourself, my man.
Yo, what's going on? It's Keats The Geek. I don't know where I'm looking.
Yeah, you
Out here in Atlanta, Keats The Geek. Doing a big honor to be here and invited on the Report Card podcast. So, yeah, just making it do what it do.
Yo, so happy to have you here, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
So
glad to be here.
I met you a couple years ago at Apache Cafe.
Oh, word?
I do music. Was having an event. He got on stage, and for the most part, that night, I think there was only like one other person people like really showed love to. I don't even remember his name, but I remembered you though. It was because of the beatboxing.
Okay, gotcha.
Nobody does that no more. You got Dougie Fresh, you got Biz Markie, who are legends. They're probably close to retirement. They're not currently making music or anything like that.
It's not a current thing.
Yeah, exactly. But he came on stage. He had a book bag on. I remember that. You had a book bag on.
Always.
Came on stage, and then he just started beatboxing. Everybody was like, oh, shit.
Oh, one of those moments.
And then he rapped and straight destroyed it. And everybody was just like, yo. Like, everybody was going crazy. Mm-hmm. And I never forget that. Like, it was a couple years ago.
Wow, that's what's up. That's dope.
He came back on my radar when I saw Oz had posted, like, a clip of the Beats and Bullshit. And I was just like, yo, he's doing a whole joint based on that.
That's dope.
Yeah. It came a while. I'm glad I found that. So.
So how did you come up with that idea?
With beatboxing bullshit?
Yeah.
So it's actually something that happened that was new, more recent. I'm doing A3C, and through Oz and Patchwork, I got blessed with the opportunity to be in an event where they handpick who's going to be on a stage at A3C. So there was like 10 other artists, and I went, I did my thing, I went there, and after the show, so the host came up to me and said, like, you got to do something with the beatbox. You got to do that. That's the draw. Yeah, you're lyrical. You're a great performer, but the beatbox is what is like, wow. So that's not the first time I've heard that, of course. I mean, it affected you, affects everybody. That's why I do it, because when I get on stage, you know, if it's a showcase, you know, starting in the Chitlin circuit, starting out in Atlanta, if I'm after 15 other artists, you're probably on your phone. You're probably going through Instagram. So I always mic check with it, and it's like, wait. What is that? Is that him with his mouth? That's not the DJ? And you're like, I can see it from the stage.
Right.
Like, everyone tunes in, and that's when I hit you with my set. So it's to grab attention. But I knew I needed to do something where I could have a continuing, ongoing thing. Because if I were to just record myself beatboxing different beats, I would get bored. I think the viewership would be bored. I needed to keep it spicy. So I have my whole studio, and it kind of just came right on time because I got my camera, the lights, and everything. You should know it takes a while to set everything up to do a show, you know? So I just had everything. The only thing I had to get was a table. So being here, doing the showcases, I have a network of people I can call, like, yo, you know I beatbox. Let's go on the show and, like, beatbox and rap, and we'll call it beatboxing bullshit, and let's do. So I just kind of started inviting people. I put out the invitation, and it just kind of became what it was, and it's just rolling now. Like, my DM requests are just flooded with people that want to get on, but it's like, yo, I'm booking out into January now. Like,
damn.
Yeah.
All the way till January. Damn.
Yeah. It's deep.
That's what's up. Man, just where does it all come from? Where's the passion? Where does it all start?
That's what I do. It's in my family. Like, I'm from New York, born and raised in Long Island. And going back to my dad, my cousins, Alan Toussaint, who wrote Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? So, it's just in my, like, entertainment is just in my family. So I always say, if my family was from watchmakers, I'd be the best dedicated watchmaker there would be. But, like, no, we're entertainers. I come from the family where I'd be like 10 years old crying because my dad said I couldn't remember my scales, you know? Like, wow. So I picked up trumpet, been playing that for 10 years. I sampled my own trumpet. And when I was in college, I started to take it seriously. But as far as beatboxing, I can't remember not doing it. My dad, he was a rapper and he's a bass player, but he had an album that he made, and on it he had beatboxing, and me and my friend, who were my dad's friend, kind of lived close to each other. So like his kids were like family to me. So we both had the album because they were both on it. So we both learned how to beatbox, and like you get on the bus and like you're beatboxing, like at the lunch table you're beatboxing. So we just kind of were competitive with it, and I just took off, and I created that type of scratch, and the scratching like really took off, like like that's the like the thing that's different, because it's like this nigga got a button under the table or some shit. So
yeah, it definitely comes off that way because it just sounds so clean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
So
appreciate it.
I don't want to throw nobody under the bus,
Yo,
but out of everybody that's been on your show so far, who's been your favorite?
Who's been my favorite? So I have to have two from two different dynamics. Gotta give a shout out to Blue Cocaine, because Blue Cocaine just killed it, and that was off the top, off rip, and it was just. But I won't even give it to her for like the rap aspect. I'll give it to the bullshit aspect of like the conversation that happens, the organicness that comes out of it. So like we're super cool now. But Tim, episode 2, Tim just slaughtered it, like, and it's cool because as I'm doing it, it's not prepared. We know each other, but I just start going off the top. I don't prepare anything. I switch it up on the fly. Whatever they bring is whatever they bring, and whatever energy they bring allows me to tailor it, because if the artist is really sliding on it, I can switch it up and leave the drops longer if their timing's good.
I noticed that.
I can scratch for longer and like really like come back. I can get as crazy as I want with it if the artist is keeping up. If they're kind of like repeating themselves, I kind of keep it steady so they can get the groove. So it's a lot of give and take. But Tim was just fire, just off of it, like it was just going. So that was good to see. That was like the first organic, like, oh, this is the bar that beatboxing bullshit is. So yeah, Tim and Blue.
That's what's up. Man, I'm just so astonished because like the amount of control that you have over the beatboxing and everything like that is what really caught me. When he showed me the video, when he just was on Instagram, I was just kind of taken aback. So I guess
that's wild to me.
I mean, that's what
like,
it is. I mean,
it's wild that it's so astonishing to people though, because
I mean, I know it can be done, but I feel like it's like a certain level of professionalism.
Because I'm not the best beatboxer out there. I'm really not. But see, like all these
people don't really beatbox.
I think that's the thing.
The thing is, people are beatboxing, but the brand of beatboxing is more like, and they're not collabing with rappers. Like I bring like the actual, I can like actually like trap and make it rappable. Like other dudes, like there's just solo. So the collabing with the beatboxing is what I think. All's people.
So, growing up, what was you listening to?
Growing up, listening to, all right, so went through a lot of phases. So I was listening to Louis Armstrong, which got me inspired to pick up the trumpet.
Man, you was listening to Louis Armstrong?
Yeah, Louis Armstrong, Funkadelic, Earth, Wind and Fire, Crown Heights Affair, and this is all with my dad. But then when I got into I started rapping and writing was because of Missy Elliott. So I have one sister. She's 3 years older than me. I had very frugal, conservative parents. So we would go to Tower Records, and we can get one CD to share to play in like the boombox radio or whatever. And my sister, she liked Missy Elliott because she was a female doing her thing, and I like her because she had bars, and like Work It was one of like my favorite songs. And I'm a dancer too.
Question real quick. Just keep that thought. Do you know what she said backwards?
I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. It's your fault if it went yet.
That's correct. That's correct. I actually put it in iTunes and reversed it.
I actually I did it with the Snapchat filter and did it in reverse.
And I was just like, oh, she just said the same thing backwards.
Yeah, it's dope.
That's factual. Yeah, that's factual. That's dope.
That's
so I was literally just in front of the boombox, just memorizing them to spit as like my own bars on the bus. Like whatever, don't at me. But that's how I really got into, I'm gonna make my own stuff because I like this and I like the beats. And I was listening to my dad's album, but it was a lot of that old stuff. I was listening to gospel on the Sundays and stuff, but 50 Cent.
So you was listening to gospel on Sunday, 50 Cent on Monday?
Yeah, you know, it's just everything around me. But like I was like a LimeWire kid, you know. So anything I heard,
My
and
man
it was
said LimeWire.
yeah. So it was
That was that Soldier Boy tell 'em time.
exactly. You know,
You
them
download your favorite
franchise
song and it's
boys.
Soldier Boy.
You know, it was a struggle to when you hear a song, it's like, what's the name of it? No, it's going forever on the radio. I had to play it now, bro.
Yeah.
Like I would plug it in and would like try to see what it was, or would record it so I could listen to it again. But yeah, once I had the iPod Nano, it was over. But,
The Nano, y'all.
Yeah, the Nano.
That revolutionized the game for real.
It
It did.
So what was it like working with? Because you worked on it with this NFL.
Yeah, yeah.
For the Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
How was it working with Micheal Irvin and Steve Mariucci?
First off, Micheal Irvin, that's a big dude, bro.
Yeah.
That's a tall dude.
It's a whole
like,
different thing in
like,
person, ain't it?
An NFL Hall of Famer is like you are meeting like a Dragon Ball Z character. Like, they are just machines. So like he hugged me like after the whole thing. It was just like oh shoot.
Broke your arm.
But yeah, they're both characters. You can tell why they have their show. They're always on it. So high energy, super cool. They were talking. There's so much that you didn't see. They bigged me up like crazy. Yeah, like they had like all these interviews, and they were like, Keats this, oh man, Keats like directed the room and like all that's just bigging me up. But like the NFL, you know, they cut what they need, and it's their job to put them up. But I appreciated that they tried to give all the sound bites and all the clips, just giving me my praises. But they're just cool dudes, yo. I'm honored that that Patchwork hooked me up with that. They actually put me against another very, very popular artist. I'm not gonna name drop. That has like 1.1 million followers now. But the NFL chose me to be the one to come in and write the song. I made the beat, wrote the song.
I know you made the beat too.
Yeah, I made the beat. Yeah, and wrote the song, and I sent it to him. And I sent it to him like a day after. They were like, "All right, this is what we need." I'm like, "Yo, I'm turning this around now." I wrote the whole song, sent it to him the next day. I was like, "We love it, baby. Like, yeah, everything's good. Like, it's super like Hollywood." So they're like, "Yeah, we have the dates and all this. Come in here," and they just let me. Like, they literally let me just, like, run. All right, Micheal, I need you in here. Like, this is that. And it was just super dope.
How was that feeling? Like, the feeling of that process? Like, yo, I just gave something to the NFL. Like, how was that? Like,
I just gave something to the NFL. It was next level, but it felt like, you know, if I'm not doing this, like, why am I doing it? Like, I should expect to be here. Like, this is something I want to do. So kind of like, this is where I need to be and only keep going higher. So I just had to take it for what it was in the moment, be as professional, be as on it as possible, attention to detail, and just make a great production. That's always the mission, and make good connections and network. So it was a dope opportunity.
That's what's up.
So you got a performance coming up at A3C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you amped about this?
Yeah, pretty amped. I tried to stay level, but like I'm pretty amped because I don't know what's gonna happen. All I can do is just do my best on stage, hit them with the new joints, the hot fire, the beatboxing. Really got to just make sure I'm on it. I'm well versed. Lyrics are there, energy is there, and I'm networking also. Being off stage is just as important as being on stage.
100%.
100%.
So just make sure it's there. But I got a lot of good people that are helping me in my corner right now for this.
That's super dope.
So what can people expect from like a set from you? Like, you know, what can they expect to see from Keats?
They can expect humor, bars, beatboxing, acrobatics.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a backflip on stage.
Yeah, I try to, if the ceiling and the lights aren't too blinding, I do a backflip at the end of my single Dumb. Like, so yeah, but yeah, I just try to make, there's no real formula. My dad, he always told me, you know, Kevin, since you want to be an artist and entertainer, you have one job. When you're on stage, you have one job. Just make sure you can do anything you want on stage. Just don't bore the people. Don't let the people get bored. You know, and that's why I don't like to, nothing against artists that do what they do, but I don't to be like, all right, so this is the hook. Like, to teach the people the hook beforehand. I was like, all right, clap with me. Like, I don't like to do it because it's your job. When you're watching a TV show, like, unless it's The Wiggles, you're not, like, saying, like, all right, you ready? Like, you know, it's your job. Whatever they do, hope it entertains me. It's like, you know, like, remember the time Eddie Murphy, like, you're sitting down there. You are the king. Fire. So it's like the Lions, you're whack. The Lions, like, nah. But then I come on, like, Micheal, like, and then the shorty gets, like, enchanted. You know what I mean? So, nah, I just like to put on the best show possible. That's why I like to share that energy. And most of the time, almost every time, it's just great feedback and everybody fucks with me. So I enjoy doing that. That's why I do it. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's up?
So, man, forgot the question. I just had it too.
You need to think about it.
No, would you have one?
No, I'm just saying. You good? You got the intermission?
Right.
I got the intermission. Damn, man, I had it. It was right there.
So we was A3C. It was NFL.
No, it wasn't AC3. It wasn't NFL. It wasn't NFL. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. I can't believe that. So, out of everybody in the industry, is there anybody that like would just make your day if you got an opportunity to work with that person?
Yeah, I gotta give it to. I just want to be in the presence of Donald Glover. Like Donald Glover, just I see a lot of myself in him. It's not. I can't even say he does inspire me, but the similarities that a lot of people can pull is just myself. Like just even like people say the way I look. I shot a video called SOTB, which stands for Sex on the Beach, but we flew out to Jamaica. And we have these models. Shout out to Alyssa and Elena. The models that help work with it, and I looked like Donald Glover from Guava Island. Like I'm like sitting there with like the shirt open, the short shorts and everything, but like the hair, and I look like him. But I was inspired by like the way he directs, and like, are you all watching like the new show Atlanta?
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah, like
most
he's great, yo. Just the sheer how he pulls moments out and the things that he can have you relate to.
Yes.
I like resonate with a lot of that. Someone else.
But before you move on to somebody else, with Donald Glover, would you, if you had to choose, would you rather work with him on the musical side or on the TV side of things at this current time?
I don't know. I don't wanna be picky. I don't know. I more so want to be able to it's not about what it gets for me, like it's not the output, it's the input. It's I want to see him really work and like just kind of get to like pick his brain. But I would say music would be dope, but I mean, movies, I'm getting into like,
those checks are bigger.
Yeah. Movies are dope, and I think that's the lane that he's in right now. But yeah, I think directorship, I want to be in a director type nature with them.
I can definitely see that kind of vibe because you seem like, I feel like Donald Glover is like a jack of all trades, and just by what you told us about your history, I think y'all vibe really well because you have a deep background in music and seem like you're a very creative person. So that's another question. Like, I love the aspect of your show that you have a green screen and you just use whatever background you want.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? How did that come about?
Well, I have the green screen, so I painted my wall green. Like I have a whole bedroom just dedicated to
That's what's up.
Yeah, I painted the wall green, so that's why I have the sheet over the table.
Okay.
And that's another thing I didn't want to, like, a lot of it is the aesthetic of what's behind you. So, you know how I said it could get boring? It can't get boring if you can get to choose your background, and I could be in the universe, I could be in a fishbowl, I could be in this. So I kind of like, it's just whatever I like. And it's kind of hard. That's the hardest part. It's not the beatboxing, it's not the rapping, it's not getting people on the show. It's what's a dope background that isn't distracting, but it's easy on the eyes, but it's still dope. Yeah. I had a Cowboy Bebop fighting scene and like a Gundam scene, but it's like they're dope scenes, but they're too noisy. Yeah. Like it's like your eyes are just like going everywhere while you're trying to listen and watch the beatboxing and everything. True. So that's why I kind of switched to more stationary backgrounds, like the DBZ Lookout and like Kami's house and stuff like that. But it's just nice, calming colors and things that I like get to share stuff about myself. That
it reminds me of like those YouTube channels that be like chill hip hop,
lo-fi,
lo-fi stuff like that. So that's why I was rocking with it. That's why I was rocking with it. That's
cool.
Up.
So when it comes to the music and the performing, is there one that you prefer over the other?
Do you mean like in the studio creating?
Yeah,
versus
in the studio
live?
creating versus actually out there performing a song that you spent hours, possibly maybe days, perfecting.
Well, there is no live without the studio work. I like my live performance. My live is what gets it because I get to share that energy. I love being in the studio. I record mostly everything myself, like running back and forth to the laptop in my bedroom. But I have to say the live is really my love for it because I came from a classical background, so I had the solos, first trumpet and symphonic band, first trumpet and jazz band. I was the drum major for my marching band. So I'm used to being a performer out in front of. So I really just like being out live.
Man, I don't know what to ask next, man. For real. You mind if we geek out a little bit?
Hopefully
All
I
right,
can keep
man.
up.
Okay, all right, man. So, favorite anime right now?
Favorite anime right now?
Right now.
Ooh, Dr. Stone.
Yo, yes.
Can you blame me?
Yes.
Can you blame me?
That's pretty dope. That's right behind, for me, Dr. Stone's second. Demon Slayer is my
Demon
favorite.
Slayer, I would have to give that. And I only give it to Dr. Stone because I'm so impressed that they can keep me so captivated, and it's not about the fighting.
It really is.
You know what?
Like, for real, it's really a show where this guy, he basically, he's, I can't even describe it. Like, you know, he basically
creating civilization from
like
nothing.
the whole world turns to stone for like, I don't know how many years.
Like 3,000 years.
Something
bro.
like that. And
3,000
he awakens. Well, he thought he was one of the first ones to awaken, but basically, he's rebuilding civilization. This man is a genius. He knows everything from every philosopher, inventor, all that.
So let me interject. Like, so they got put into stone, and you were still conscious, but you were just frozen.
Yeah.
So
Conscious for 3,000 years?
And he
and
counted
the
every
only
second.
way we know in the show is 3,000 years because he counted. So it's like an estimate. It's like somewhere between 3,782 and 3,790.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
he stayed
Yeah.
awake and counted, bro. Like that's the joke.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild. It's really wild.
And
But
like
yeah.
they have to, like it really is like, okay, this is what we need first. We need clothes, we need shelter, we need this, we need to make glass. In order to make glass, we have to find these crystals. You get these crystals from the volcanic ash, and then we need electricity. We need copper to build it. And it's just they take you through it all. And
It's like
all
you watching
science.
Bill Nye, but it's an anime. You know? It really is.
And they have like people that are they call it like they have the fuzzy eye sickness. They don't know. Like, and then he's looking at us like, no, you just need glasses.
Yeah.
And then they make them glasses. Like, it's like the fuzzy eye sickness is crazy, bro.
It's
But
wild.
Kimetsu no Yaiba, like, Demon Slayer is
Man,
hard.
It's really
Yeah.
hard. All right,
You
so
should get on
then, sub or dub?
Sub all the way. Come on, man.
Sub all the way?
Sub all the way.
What's wrong with dub? I like to ask everybody that question.
The authenticity. Like, sometimes the character, the voice, you know, it's in its original form. You know what I mean? It's if I can't, you know how they say you're supposed to be able to read the Quran in its original, like it's a translation. You're not getting it how they're supposed to make it. Like if you're watching dub, and I'm saying like I started with dub, like Dragon Ball
Right,
Z
yeah,
was-
yeah, most
But like
definitely.
the new animes that come out, if you say like, oh, I'm gonna wait for it, I can only watch that.
Yeah.
Like you have to. It's the appreciation for the anime, and like the voices like Gainsonagetsu, like
Yeah.
they like really go in.
I
so
feel you on that.
like I have to sit down. Plus it keeps me it keeps me on it, like some form of reading.
I feel you on
Keep me
that. I
with it.
mean, there's some that I can watch dubbed, but some like Attack on Titan, I couldn't watch that
No.
dubbed.
No,
That
no,
was
no, no.
trash.
Yeah,
That
I don't.
was
I'm not
trash.
watching any dubs right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Do you read manga?
I'm starting to
You're starting.
because I'm more of an animation guy.
Mm-hmm.
So before I didn't want to, like, speaking of Attack on Titan, the second season, I couldn't wait till the next episode. So I started reading, but I spoiled myself because I wanted to see the animation. But there's some stories I'm getting into, like Dr. Stone. I might want to read that when it's over.
Yeah, I'm biased. Like I am 100% graphic animation. It's about the
Yeah.
fight scenes. Are you on Black Clover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that. Like
Yes.
And special shout out to Corey, wherever you are. I will never read manga. I will not. I swear. So,
I mean, it's cool, but it's just like I love seeing visuals.
yeah, that's what
I
it
love
is.
it. I
I'm
love
not
it.
about to imagine a fight scene in black
Yeah.
and white in a book. I'm just not.
That is underappreciated though.
What do you mean?
If the writing is good enough, you actually could imagine it without actually
Yeah.
putting much effort into it.
Sometimes it depends on the artist though, because some of the
It's
art,
too quiet for me.
I feel that.
And sound is
Everything.
everything before visual. Making this podcast, you know, if the sound throws things off more than the visual.
True.
You know, so if there's no sound, it's just quiet, and I'm trying to. Oh wow, he just hit dude with the sword.
It's like watching wrestling on mute.
Right. You know?
That would be trash. You'll just be like, "What's going on?"
It looks super fake.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think it's the sound, and instead of guys in it, back up. Yeah.
I
Right.
feel you.
Were those actual words?
Baka is something like means like stupid.
Oh, okay. Shit, I don't know.
Arigato gozaimasu.
You
Thank
learning.
I'm loving this guy. man.
That's what happens when you watch, like, cause as in reading the subtitles, eventually you're gonna start noticing that similar words keep popping up, and you're gonna eventually learn words.
Ikuyo.
Most definitely. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
it going.
Yeah.
What else y'all want to know? What y'all want to talk about?
Damn, I don't know, man. What you got?
I just finished the whole geek session. What you got?
Yeah, a whole geek session.
I can go in some more, but
Do you play video games at all?
I am that dude that is like on your team and will just fuck you up. Like,
Oh,
no. I will fuck up the team. Like I'll accidentally kill us all.
Oh,
like, I mean
man.
like that. Like search and destroy. Modern Warfare 2 days on
So
the
you
Xbox
so you just
360.
holding a grenade, but
There
don't
was-
ever let don't ever.
There was
throw it.
one, not that bad, but like this one time I'll never forget. I was playing like when I was like 17. I was playing with my friends and I had a Scar in Modern Warfare, and I literally
one of the most fire guns ever. In the
yeah,
game.
and it had the I think it's I don't even know what it's called, like HVOC or whatever. It's like it had the scope on it,
Yeah.
and I'm literally tracing dude out like it's like and he's like facing the other way and he turns around and kills me. I'm like, your video games are not for me. I'm more real life coordination. I'm trash at 2K. Like you will never beat.
Women probably appreciate that though.
I
Yo,
mean,
I'm different. Like you'll catch me in anime before you'll see me.
you like any single player type games, not just multiplayer?
Well, I really like RPGs like Skyrim, like things like that don't involve like competition. And I'll pick up the controls to play Black Ops, but to me right now where I'm at, it would just be unproductive and an unwise business decision for me to pick up gaming.
Gotcha.
And
Gaming is very detrimental to everything. I know because I do it.
takes
And I
up
always
a lot
know
of time
I should be doing something else.
and dedication. And I really do believe it's a profession. Like you can really
Oh,
like.
I mean, you see,
Fortnite?
Ninja became a millionaire.
Right, yeah.
Right,
It's, you
right.
got to put in time to be good, and when
Ninja
you're not
was just
so good
on
at
The
first,
Masked Singer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And he couldn't sing word for damn. He sung Old Town Road. It was like,
Oh wow.
and I called it. You could ask my wife. I said this. I was like, yo, that's Ninja, and she was just like,
How did you call it?
I don't know. I just knew it was Ninja for some reason, and I don't know much about the dude. I really
That's
don't.
wild.
I don't watch
must
him. I
watch
don't
it,
watch his
watch it,
Twitch.
though.
Nah,
Really?
No, I don't. I only know him because my son knows who he is.
Okay.
Because my son loves Fortnite. So, what's your favorite movie, man?
Ooh. Man, that's an unfair
Not
question.
non.
You know that's an unfair question.
How's it an
on.
unfair question?
You know how many movies there are, bro? And you know how many times? You
I
can
mean,
connect with
you don't
movies
have
on
to name
different
one.
levels?
I can tell you my favorite movie.
Okay.
Just to-
When you
just to
say
throw you a
that, by
bone.
default, I have to say The Matrix.
Okay.
By default.
Only the first one, right?
Yeah. The Matrix. I didn't say The Matrix Reloaded. I said The Matrix.
Speaking on that,
The second one do got some dope fighting scenes.
of
though.
course.
Yeah, but they just were like, the directors were just like, all right, you know why the people are in the box, you know why the people are in the movie theater. Let's just throw 1,300 agents at him, and with his new powers,
That
just
was
kill
fire,
him.
though.
It was fire.
But when you watch it back,
That's
you're
what's
like,
so.
why is
It's
this
like
happening?
Yeah.
you're kind of just like,
And that
Neo, just
10-minute
fly away.
car scene was fire.
Are you excited for the sequel that's coming out?
yes,
So
I'm a
that's really
Keanu Reeves
happening?
fan.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
I'm a Keanu Reeves
They're
fan.
they're already casting young Neo and young Morpheus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So I did like like a mukbang is like right. I did one. I was trying to find my YouTube self, and I did that, and I talked about most like underrated movies. So
Okay.
I kind of pulled from that, but I really am a fan of Brad Pitt. Curious Case of Benjamin Button. That kind of like blew
That-
my mind.
Never watched that.
That was
movie.
actually a good film.
It's a dope movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I
the
know what it's
concept.
about.
But it was a good film.
But you have to
I
watch.
actually like. I like Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm. Have y'all kind of switching up? Like, have y'all? I'm like new recently. I'm on Peaky Blinders. Have y'all watched that?
No.
Y'all need to watch Peaky Blinders.
What's
What-
that
what
about?
is that?
Peaky Blinders is like a cross between. Have y'all seen House of Cards?
Yes.
So it's a
I've
cross
never watched
between
House
like
of Cards.
American Gangster with Denzel
Mm-hmm.
and House of Cards, but it's in the 1920s in Birmingham, England / London, and it's like the OG gangsters, like where they
What
cut
network
you.
is this on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
It's an original, one of the first original Netflix series.
Okay.
Like that when Netflix started to come out and
Yeah.
everything. Like that's one of them. Like before Black Mirror even.
Okay.
Like, but I just kept hearing about it and became like just everywhere. So I'm like, let me get on this. And like after the second episode, I was like, yo, this is real. And I like the main actor. If you ever seen The Mask with Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
he's the bad guy. So he's like kind of has like that smooth, like really sinister, like, but he's the boss and he just runs shit going around. And the cinematography, the landscape, everything is dope. But he's like he's a strategist. Like in the 1920s, like American gangster, planning everything out. We're gonna hit these people, hit up this bar, and they're gonna owe us money for this. They run this area. We got to get the Italians. So it's like real House of Cards moving, like chess playing.
Okay, I'm about to check that out.
It's wild. It's wild. It's like Game of Thrones type, y'all. In the Game of Thrones.
That's crazy. I couldn't get into it.
You didn't?
No.
Did you start?
I tried.
I watched it all.
I started
You watched
watching
it
the
all?
first season, and it was too much incest. I was just like, I'm good.
Okay. I feel that.
And not only that, I wasn't really feeling how they was portraying African Americans in the show, because the only black people was part of this savage group.
Okay.
That
You gotta understand it's that time, you know. What you gonna do? What are they gonna do?
I mean, it's fantasy. It didn't have to be that time.
True, but I see why it would have been like if the whole cast was black, I'd be like,
No.
something wrong with this.
I'm not saying the whole cast. I'm not saying the whole cast should be black. I'm just saying, like, when I was watching the show, it's just like the first black people I see are on a group of people that's like butt ass naked walking around, and they just straight savages. And I'm just like, and I just felt some type of way about that. Like, I'm just like, not only are the family members fucking each other, but all the black folks are savages. Like, I just felt some type of way
When he
about
puts it that way.
Yeah, you know, I see what you're saying. But at the same time, Daenerys my bitch.
She looked cool.
Did you
She
enjoy
looked cool.
the last season?
I did not.
Thank you.
I did not.
Thank
Not
Was
at
it the
all.
Aquafina bottles or
No,
the
no, no.
Starbucks cups?
Starbucks cup. Nah, I literally just felt like throughout the season, I could hear the director in the background going like, "All right, guys, let's wrap it up."
I'm trying to get to the
You
Star
know
Trek.
what? That's a good point.
You know what I
'Cause
mean? It's
that's
like,
a
all right, wrap
rush.
it up. Okay,
Yeah.
episode done.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's get to the Star Trek. All right, now Star Wars.
Right,
Yeah.
y'all contracts are running out. Come
Yeah.
on. Kill him.
That basically was it too.
Yeah, we left the Starbucks cut. Don't worry about it. We ain't shooting that whole scene over again.
Yeah, it seemed very rushed. Like, you ever seen like the Dave Chappelle skit, the Wrap It Up box? Like, you know, come on.
Man,
wrap,
that's so accurate. That is
wrap,
so
wrap it up.
So, I'm just going off of your name. I'm not quite sure if you watch Star Wars, but
I've seen the movies. It's one of those things that just does not stick for me though.
really,
Yeah.
and it's funny because I talk about Star Wars and I'll entertain conversations about Star Wars, but I hate 90% of the characters in Star Wars. I think the character writing was a little annoying.
I'm more of a fan of the expanded universe, the Star
universe
Wars.
is
When it comes
fire.
to like the animated series or the video games, I like that area more than I like the films.
Yeah, I just think for Star Wars with me, and I've really self-reflected on it's like, why don't I like Star Wars? I'm usually in line with a lot of the popular pop culture stuff, but I think it just has too much like downtime for me, like in between the scenes. I think it just has too much silence. You know, you're just on this planet, really doing nothing, chilling back, laying. I'm like, yo, please give me something, please.
Yeah, I could agree with that 100%. Because, like, I like Star Wars. I watch the movies, but I hate Luke Skywalker. I hate Leia. I hate Han Solo. People be like, damn, nigga, like, who do you like? And I'm like, I like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You like Lando?
Who?
Lando.
Who?
Lando,
Nah, I ain't really like
the
Lando
new
like
the
that.
Childish Gambino.
Nah, I didn't even watch Solo. I didn't,
was-
even,
it
I didn't
was
watch
okay.
Solo
I thought
because
Solo was good.
I
Kept
didn't
me
like
interested.
Han Solo. I was just like,
Okay.
why would I watch a
I
movie
went
on a
in with the
character I
same
did not like?
intention, but I actually came away like that was nice. It was cool. I actually appreciated what they did with Solo.
And I think they started to pander with the whole like new recent stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh wow, all right. Like I'm all for females being represented and everything, but it's like I feel like with that, it's like don't like make it dope. Like and I just feel like it's trying to be forced rather than like I don't know. There was some scene where someone was just like, oh no, I'm dying, and like they show up and she's like. I'm like, yo, come on, do it better than this. I'm mad at the directors for doing them. Like, you can make her so much doper than this, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Favorite MCU movie?
sorry, say it again.
Favorite MCU movie?
Ooh. I'm really fucking with the new Spider-Man Far From
Really?
Home. I'm fucking with that
Yes.
one. That one
I
was
fell
cool.
asleep in that joint.
Did
I
you?
don't know what was wrong with him.
Yo,
3 times.
But
I love
my
the new
brother and
Tom
I was in the
Holland,
movie
bro.
just like, yo.
No, I love Tom Holland. I didn't wake up until Mysterio had the whole scene in the bar where I was just like, yo, I'm feeling this. Like, everything before that, though, I was just like,
I fell asleep through Civil War.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't like
wow.
I couldn't.
Civil War.
Like
Mm.
which parts?
The part when
beginning?
it was snowy. That's the
Oh,
last
at
thing
the
I
ve-
remember.
oh,
When they
that-
have
that's
like
the very beginning.
the locations.
That
Like,
was
I
the
don't know.
very
Maybe I was
beginning.
just really tired that day.
Yeah,
But,
maybe. Because I was probably
Yeah.
tired for Spider-Man. I was probably no, but you know what? Because I was immediately pissed off, and I'll tell you why. Because I saw Homecoming. I saw Homecoming. I saw how him and MJ communicated. She didn't really like him. All of a sudden,
That was my only nitpick.
we watched Far From Home, and he's talking to Ned like, "I really like MJ." I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Like, there's no way.
Wait, are you talking about Zendaya?
Yeah, Zendaya.
Like, she didn't like him?
Nah, well,
You're talking about
she technically was stalking him.
Didn't like Peter Parker? Come on.
She
You had to pick up on it subtly.
Subtly she was
Yeah,
stalking him.
but
he never showed no
didn't.
interest in her.
He was in the old girl, the other
True,
girl.
True.
Yeah,
So that was the only.
all of a sudden
okay,
didn't come
I see
back.
that.
So all of a sudden you're trying to tell me he's like super in love with MJ when he didn't show any interest at
Plot.
all?
Plot.
Yeah, okay.
You could have at least showed a flashback of him coming to the realization maybe when he was fading to dust. Like, man, I miss MJ. You know what I'm saying?
Plot.
Something.
That's just what you say in those situations. Plot.
Yeah, that is plot. What's your least favorite? Like, what do you think they could have? They just
MCU
botched?
movie?
Yeah, MCU.
Thor: Dark World was pretty bad.
Okay.
It was pretty bad. Like, I'll still attempt. Like, so when Disney Plus comes out, I already told the family, like, look, we're going to marathon. Like, once a weekend, we're going to watch an MCU movie. You know what I'm, and unfortunately, all of them ain't going to be up there. But hopefully, at the pace we watch, they'll move them up one at a time. But Thor Ragnarok was rough. Like, even watching the first Thor, like, watching the original movies is kind of rough nowadays, except for the first Iron Man. Like, the second Iron Man is rough. The first Thor is rough. There's all of this time that's super wasted where he's talking to people on Earth, where he's saying these corny jokes. You know, the first Captain America is long for no reason.
Yeah.
True.
Those original movies are rough.
That's true.
And then, like, you know, but you can't touch Winter Soldier, though.
You can't touch that.
Yeah.
You can't touch Winter Soldier.
That movie was hard. And the payoff in Endgame where they did the whole scene where he fought himself and was on the elevator with everybody and was just like Hail Hydra.
Yes. I was so glad for that scene. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did you geek out when everybody came back together at the end of Endgame? And Captain America grabbed the hammer?
Not really, because I was so plugged in. I was like, okay, y'all are together. What are y'all about to do? Like, I was like, it was the whole theater kind of like,
yeah, the theme is. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but what are y'all about to do?
Yeah.
And I think I liked it. I liked Endgame. But I have to recant my statement for like whatever I thought was worse. But Spider-Man 3 was trash with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
That's not the dancing scene when he's. Like,
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man 3 was pretty horrible. Pretty bad. After Spider-Man 2 was so great.
Did y'all see Venom?
I did.
I recently watched Venom.
How'd you feel about it?
I actually liked it.
I liked it too.
Because you can ask him.
No, hold on. That movie was okay. Like, it wasn't bad. It was cool. I got to admit, it was cool.
I mean, yeah. But still.
I give the success of that to Tom Hardy.
He did a good job.
And Tom Hardy is like one of my favorite characters in Peaky Blinders.
Right.
So he's in there too.
Yeah.
So, but like, yeah, his acting is crazy. You know, just straight from Bane. Like, he's Bane.
Yeah.
He is Bane to me.
He is Bane.
That movie, man. There's still scenes where I don't know what the hell he is saying. Like, even with the subtitles, I feel like the subtitles don't even know what the hell he's saying. Like,
No, they don't. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yo, man, it was a pleasure
Yo, thank
having
y'all.
you out
Most
here.
definitely, man.
Hopefully,
Most
we can do this again.
Yeah.
For sure, man. I'm not that far away. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
I'll support. Thank y'all for supporting the flat platform. It's
Yeah, no doubt.
No.
9 weeks
doubt.
old, you know. Episode 10.
I didn't even know it was only 9 weeks.
9 weeks, episode 9. Every
Yeah,
Sunday.
man.
Sundays at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, beatboxing bullshit. Sundays at 8. Beatboxing. All organic.
Get it?
A3C. You know, I got an
I wish I
album
could do
dropping. got an album dropping soon. Area 404.
Word.
Yeah.
You producing the whole thing?
Whole thing, I don't want to say that. I got a bonus track on there with a dude from Jamaica called his name is Elijah Less.
You doing any songs with Blue Cocaine?
No. Is that
You
something that
might want to do that.
Yeah, it's not being rushed. We're cool. Like, it's not being rushed right now, but like
It'll
we'll chill.
eventually,
And that's
yeah.
the thing. I hate rushing features and collaborations. Like, yo, we need to do this. Like, if we're just chilling, it's like, yo, you want to make some music? That's how it always should start. You know, with
And that's
artists.
how the best stuff usually comes out.
Exactly. I don't want stuff like formulated. It's like, or if I'm making a beat and it's like, yo, Blue, you need to be on this. Like, I don't want to ask you that. You need to, but like just with any artist, because I don't really do features a lot, just because scheduling is a whole thing. Getting people over and just collaborating with sounds. But yeah, if anybody wants me to be on a track, I usually do. I do that. But all artists, it's such a grind to get your own stuff out. You know what I mean? And then dealing with other people, and people can be shady out here, like with
Super facts.
Yeah, with features and just da da da. And it's a lot to get into. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah. Area 404. It's a lot in the background going, so I can't really tell you when it's gonna be out right now. But it's dope. It's dope. Got some special features, some known voices on there.
Okay.
Word.
Yeah. So.
Can you tell everybody where to find Beats and Bullshit?
Yeah, beatboxing bullshit. Well, my Instagram at Keats. That's Keats The Geek. I don't know if y'all can put it on here somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the screen.
Yeah. Keats The Geek. I upload that on Instagram, but my YouTube channel, Keats, Keats. If you type in beatboxing bullshit anywhere, it just comes up. Like, that's all it is. So beatbox. If you try to find me, you will. That's what it is. So thank y'all.
Thank you, man.
Man.
It's been good, man. For real. Appreciate it. Love the geek session we had.
Dope.
Keep rocking it out, man, because I love the platform. I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
For real.
Thank you.
Super fire, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Appreciate it, man. You want to take us out? All right, y'all. So that's been this.
Yeah, man, you know where to find us, man. You can find us. The stuff is at the bottom of the screen. I ain't about to run through all of that. Y'all know where to find us.
Yeah.
Go follow Keats The Geek. Get on top of everything he's doing. Hold on. Get one of the shirts. Make sure you get one of the shirts.
Support the merch. Support it. Yes.
I got a beatbox.
There you go. Yeah.
Shirt is fire. Shirt is fire.
Design. Shout out to Greatness at GRAYTNESS.
Plus.
Designer of like a bunch of my merch. Just crazy out from Jamaica.
Where can I get the merch?
They can get the merch. Well, for that, they can go to Grayt Art. That's GRAYTART.com. It's going to be on there. But KeatsTheGeek.com. That's a thing.
All right,
Facts.
man. That's what's up.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Keep it tuned in to Keats The Geek.
Yeah.
Y'all know where to find us, man. We'll holler at you guys.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.